Unleash your greatness. 10 Stoic lessons from Marcus Aurelius. What does it really take to be great? Hey there, friend. Let me ask you something that might just shift your whole perspective. What does it take to be truly great? Not the flashy greatness you see in movies or on social media, with its red carpets and filtered highlight reels, but real, authentic greatness, the kind that lights a fire inside you and makes you feel truly alive. I'm talking about a greatness that blooms from within, forged step by challenging step through your own effort and resolve. Imagine a life where you are not just dreaming of being great but actually living it, waking up each morning with a clear purpose, facing challenges with unshakable courage, and standing firm in your values no matter the storm. That's the kind of greatness Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, achieved, and here's the secret. He wasn't born with it. He fought for it, day by day, just like you and I do in our own battles, big and small. Marcus Aurelius didn't have wisdom or strength handed to him on a silver platter. He cultivated it through a philosophy called Stoicism, a practical way of life that teaches us how to master ourselves even amidst the chaos of the world, bills, conflicts, or unexpected setbacks. His story isn't some dusty history lesson tucked away in a textbook. It's a living mirror for our own struggles, reflecting what's possible if we're willing to put in the work. Through Stoicism, he faced the pressures of ruling an empire, battled personal doubts, and still found a path to inner strength and purpose. So, are you ready to unlock a greatness that's uniquely yours? One that's not about applause, but about the quiet power within. Today we're diving into 10 powerful Stoic lessons inspired by Marcus Aurelius himself. Practical, actionable insights you can start using right now to transform your life. These lessons are your roadmap. First, focus on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, letting go of the rest like others' opinions or chance events. Second, embrace adversity as a teacher, seeing setbacks as chances to grow stronger and wiser. Third, practice self-discipline, building habits that align with your values. Fourth, live in the present, savoring this moment instead of chasing the next. Fifth, accept impermanence, knowing nothing lasts forever, which frees you to value what's here. Sixth, act with integrity, doing what's right even when no one's watching. Seventh, seek stillness, finding calm amid chaos to center your mind. Eighth, be kind to others, recognizing we're all connected in this human journey. Ninth, reflect daily, asking yourself what went well and what you can improve. And 10th, love your fate, amor fati, embracing every twist as part of your unique story. These aren't just ideas, they're tools to build a life of purpose, resilience, and inner strength. I'm so grateful you're joining me on this journey, friend. You're here because you're ready to face your challenges with courage, to step into a greatness that's yours alone. If these lessons spark something in you, let me know. Maybe just say, I'm ready to be great. Let's keep this momentum going together. Here's your challenge. Pick one lesson, maybe a moment of stillness, a kind act, or focusing on what you control, and try it today. Marcus Aurelius built his greatness one choice at a time, and you can too. Stick around till the end, because I've got a little something extra, a journal prompt or two to keep this journey alive. Let's dive in and unlock your greatness, step by step. The path to greatness. It's a choice you make every day. Let's start by setting the stage. Picture Marcus Aurelius, not as a distant Roman emperor cloaked in history, but as a man wrestling with the same kinds of struggles we face today. He battled stress from ruling a sprawling empire, grieved personal losses, navigated betrayal from those he trusted, and carried the crushing weight of immense responsibility. Yet through it all, he emerged as a timeless symbol of wisdom and strength. How did he do it? Through Stoicism, a practical philosophy that's all about mastering what you can, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, while letting go of what you can't, like the opinions of others or the whims of fate. Marcus showed us that greatness isn't a birthright, a gift handed down from the heavens. It's a choice, one you make every single day, shaping your life through deliberate, courageous steps. Now, think about your own mornings. When that alarm blares, piercing the quiet, you are faced with a choice. Hit snooze and roll back into the warm comfort of your bed, delaying the day, or get up with purpose, ready to embrace whatever lies ahead. Marcus Aurelius consistently chose the latter, rising to meet his duties as a leader and a man, and that's where his journey to greatness began. This isn't about grand heroic feats, climbing a mountain, running a marathon, or achieving overnight fame. True greatness lies in the small, consistent choices that compound over time, building a life of meaning. It's choosing to listen more than you speak, truly hearing the person in front of you. It is staying patient in a frustrating moment, perhaps a slow checkout line or a heated conversation, holding your calm instead of lashing out. It's focusing on the task at hand, putting down your phone to give your full attention, resisting the pull of endless scrolling. These might seem like tiny steps, barely noticeable in the moment, but they're the building blocks of a life lived with purpose. Stoicism teaches that greatness isn't a destination. It's a path carved through daily discipline, a series of intentional acts that align with your values. Marcus Aurelius faced sleepless nights, political turmoil, and personal doubts, yet he leaned on this philosophy to guide his choices, choosing integrity over expediency, resilience over despair. You too have that power. Every decision, no matter how small, is a chance to shape who you're becoming, to inch closer to the best version of yourself. So, let's make this real for you. Today, when you're faced with a choice, maybe you're stuck in traffic, horns blaring, or tempted to procrastinate on a project that matters, pause for a moment. Take a breath and ask yourself, what would the great version of me do? Would that version snap in frustration, or stay calm and use the time to reflect? Would it scroll mindlessly, or tackle the task with focus? Then take that step, however small, perhaps a deep breath to steady yourself, or 5 minutes of undistracted work. These daily choices, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, carve your path to excellence brick by brick. The journey to greatness isn't easy. There will be stumbles, doubts, and detours, but the reward is profound. A life of inner strength, purpose, and fulfillment. A life truly worth living. Let's keep going, step by step, and explore the first Stoic principle to guide you there. Pursue excellence through small, consistent choices. Now that we've set the stage, let's dive into the first Stoic lesson Marcus Aurelius teaches us. Pursue excellence through small, consistent choices. Marcus, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, didn't achieve greatness in one dramatic giant leap. Instead, he crafted it deliberately, day after day, through intentional decisions that aligned with his values. And the beauty of this approach is that you can do the same. Excellence, in the Stoic sense, isn't about chasing perfection or flawless performance, an impossible standard that leaves you frustrated. It's about showing up consistently, committing to be just a little better than you were yesterday, and building a life of purpose through steady, mindful steps. Let's bring this to life with a real-world picture. Imagine you're at work, buried in tasks, and a coworker says something that rubs you the wrong way. Maybe a sharp comment or a critique that stings. Your gut reaction might be to snap back, firing off a retort, or to stew in silent frustration, replaying the moment in your mind. But pursuing excellence, as Marcus Aurelius practiced, means pausing to make a better choice. It's taking a deep breath to steady yourself, choosing patience over irritation. It's deciding to listen more than you speak, seeking to understand their perspective before responding. When you answer, it's with clarity and calm, not a knee-jerk burst of anger. That's the Stoic path, turning a heated moment into an opportunity to grow in wisdom and self-control. Or consider another scenario. You're at home facing a project you've been putting off, maybe a report, a chore, or a personal goal. The temptation is strong to grab your phone and scroll through social media, losing yourself in endless posts and videos. Excellence here is choosing to resist that pull. It's setting a timer for just 10 minutes, focusing fully on the task, and getting anything done. These choices might feel small, almost insignificant in the moment, but they're the bricks that pave your road to greatness. Each time you opt for patience, focus, or kindness, you're sculpting the person you aspire to be, strengthening your character bit by bit. Marcus Aurelius knew this secret intimately. Despite the chaos of ruling an empire, wars, political intrigue, personal losses, he stayed committed to his daily pursuit of wisdom and virtue. He didn't let the noise and pressure derail him. Instead, he used each challenge to refine himself, choosing actions that aligned with his principles. You too can harness this Stoic lesson, no matter the demands of your life. The power lies in the small, consistent acts, those quiet decisions that over time build a foundation of resilience, purpose, and inner strength. So, let's make it real and start today. Pick one small choice to practice excellence. Maybe it's staying fully present in a conversation, giving your undivided attention to a friend or family member instead of glancing at your phone. Perhaps it's tackling a task you've been avoiding, even for a few focused minutes, pushing past procrastination. Or it could be choosing kindness, offering a smile or a helping hand when you'd rather withdraw. These steps, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, are how you build greatness, one deliberate choice at a time. You're not aiming for perfection, you're crafting a life of purpose and progress. Take that first step and watch how these small acts lead you toward a stronger, better you. Reflect every day to know yourself better. Let's move on to the second step of our Stoic journey. Reflect every day. This practice is like holding a mirror up to your inner world, offering a clear, honest glimpse of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, was a master of this art. He didn't drift through his days on autopilot, letting life sweep him along. Instead, he carved out time to step back, turn inward, and ask the big, probing questions. Why did I react that way to a challenge? What triggered that flash of anger or doubt? Are my actions truly lining up with my values, my commitment to wisdom, courage, and integrity? This daily habit of reflection became his compass, guiding him through the chaos of ruling an empire and the personal struggles we all face. This isn't about writing a novel, dissecting every moment, or getting lost in overthinking. It's about finding a few quiet moments, perhaps before bed as the world stills, or first thing in the morning when your mind is fresh, to have an honest, gentle conversation with yourself. Start by thinking about what happened today. Maybe you felt a pang of frustration when a friend cancelled plans at the last minute, leaving you disappointed. Instead of brushing it off or letting it fester, pause and dig a little deeper. Ask yourself, why did that bother me so much? Was I feeling insecure, perhaps doubting my worth? Or did I simply miss their company, craving that connection? This kind of inquiry helps you uncover your triggers and patterns, empowering you to respond thoughtfully in the future, rather than reacting on impulse, carried away by raw emotion. Here's why daily reflection matters. It builds self-awareness, and self-awareness is the bedrock of a thoughtful, purposeful life. Without it, you're like a ship adrift, tossed by the waves of habit and circumstance. But when you take time to look within, you start to see yourself clearly. Your strengths, your blind spots, the gaps between who you are and who you want to be. Over time, this practice brings powerful shifts. You'll notice greater clarity in your decisions, choosing paths that align with your deepest values. You'll feel a stronger connection to what matters, kindness, patience, or perseverance guiding your actions, and you'll gain a deeper understanding of yourself, peeling back the layers to reveal what drives you, what trips you up, and how you can grow. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's something you can start tonight. You don't need anything fancy, just a moment of quiet. Grab a notebook if you like to write, or simply sit still, breathe, and reflect. Ask yourself two key questions. What went well today? Maybe you stayed calm in a tense moment or finished a task you'd been avoiding. Then consider, what could I do better? Perhaps you could listen more attentively or let go of a petty grudge. These questions, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, turn your day into a lesson, a chance to grow. You're not just surviving life, stumbling from one moment to the next. You're learning to master it, step by step, just as Marcus did amidst the pressures of an empire. Start this habit now. Reflect with honesty and curiosity, and watch how it shapes you into a wiser, stronger version of yourself. Accept people as they are and find inner peace. The third step in our Stoic journey is a game changer for your peace of mind. Accept people as they are. Life throws all kinds of characters our way. Some we click with instantly, their energy lifting us up, and others who drive us up the wall, testing our patience at every turn. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Roman emperor, faced this reality head-on, navigating a world of difficult senators, political betrayals, and a vast array of personalities. Instead of letting these interactions steal his peace, he chose a powerful path: acceptance. This wasn't about approving bad behavior or excusing harm. It was a profound mindset shift. He recognized that everyone, flawed, quirky, or challenging, has their role in the grand puzzle of life, each piece contributing to the whole. Let's break this down to make it real for you. Think of someone in your life who gets under your skin. Maybe it's a coworker who's always interrupting, cutting you off mid-sentence with their own agenda. Or perhaps it's a family member who never seems to listen, leaving you feeling unheard and frustrated. Your instinct might be to judge them harshly, to get annoyed, or to wish they'd just change. But Marcus Aurelius would urge you to pause and reframe. See them as part of the rich diversity of human experience, shaped by their own struggles, histories, and perspectives. They're not here to ruin your day. They're simply being who they are, navigating their own path, just as you are. Accepting them doesn't mean you agree with their actions or let them walk all over you. It means you stop fighting against the reality of who they are and reclaim your mental space for peace. The beauty of this habit lies in its liberating power. Imagine how much energy you'd save if you stopped wrestling with every challenging personality, no longer draining yourself with anger or frustration. When you let go of the need to control or change others, you break free from the cycle of irritation that weighs you down. This shift also fosters empathy, a quiet strength the Stoics valued deeply. Just as someone might frustrate you, consider that you too might be a challenge for someone else. Perhaps your habits or quirks test their patience. We're all in this messy, beautiful world together, each of us imperfect, each of us learning. Acceptance builds a bridge, helping you see others not as obstacles but as fellow travelers, all part of life's intricate tapestry. So, here's how to put this into practice. The next time someone irritates you, whether it's a friend's careless remark, a stranger's rudeness, or that coworker's constant interruptions, take a deep breath. In that moment, think to yourself, this is who they are and I can choose peace. It's a small shift, a quiet choice, but its impact is profound. You're not surrendering your boundaries. You're choosing to protect your calm, to focus on what you can control, your response. This Stoic lesson, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, lightens your load, helping you live with more tolerance, understanding, and inner tranquility. Over time, you'll find this habit transforms your days, freeing you to move through life with grace no matter who crosses your path. Stop complaining and start solving. Refraining from complaining, as Marcus Aurelius advocated, is a transformative practice that shifts how we navigate life's challenges. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, already late for an important meeting, with your phone buzzing incessantly. The instinct to complain is almost automatic. Why does this always happen to me? Or, of course, today of all days. It's a natural response to frustration, but Marcus, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, would argue it's a trap. Complaining, even privately, is like shouting at a storm to stop. It changes nothing about the situation and only deepens your misery. Instead, he urged redirecting that energy into something constructive, turning a moment of irritation into an opportunity for growth and resilience. The essence of Marcus's advice lies in recognizing that complaints are often futile. They don't solve the problem, they amplify it, clouding your mind with negativity. Picture that traffic jam again. Instead of stewing in frustration, you could use the time to mentally rehearse your meeting, plan your evening, or listen to an audiobook or podcast. These small intentional actions don't just pass the time. They transform a seemingly wasted moment into one of productivity or calm. Marcus's philosophy isn't about suppressing emotions, but about channeling them wisely. Feeling annoyed is human, but dwelling on that annoyance without seeking a solution is a choice, one that drags you down. This distinction is critical. Speaking up for change isn't the same as complaining. If you be addressing an issue with the intent to improve it, like discussing a workplace problem with a colleague or proposing a new process, you were being proactive. That's constructive. Complaining, on the other hand, is venting without purpose, a cycle of grumbling that keeps you stuck. For example, muttering about a co-worker's habits might feel cathartic, but it doesn't address the issue. Instead, consider a direct, solution-focused conversation or adjust your own approach to the situation. This shift from passive whining to active problem-solving is where real progress begins. The power of refraining from complaining lies in how it reshapes your entire experience. So a day spent focusing on what's wrong feels heavy, draining, and disempowering. You become a passenger in your own life, tossed around by external circumstances. But a day where you consciously redirect your energy toward solutions, that feels different, productive, purposeful, even invigorating. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control. You can't make the traffic move faster, but you can decide how to use the time. You can't change a difficult colleague, but you can adjust how you interact with them. This mindset builds clarity and resilience, turning obstacles into opportunities. Adopting this habit isn't easy. It requires vigilance. The next time you feel a complaint bubbling up, pause, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what can I do about this? It might be as simple as reframing your perspective or taking one small positive step. Over time, these moments of restraint and redirection build a mindset that's not just reactive, but proactive, one that faces life's challenges with focus and strength. By letting go of complaints, you're not just avoiding negativity, you're crafting a life of purpose where every hurdle becomes a chance to grow. Focus on what truly matters and cut the clutter. Simplifying your life, as Marcus Aurelius practiced, is about ruthlessly focusing on what truly matters, a principle that can transform how you live. Picture your life as a cluttered room, overflowing with tasks, distractions, and commitments. Some items in this room are treasures, your relationships, passions, and personal growth. Others are like dust-collecting knickknacks, obligations, habits, or distractions that take up space without adding value. Marcus, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, was relentless in his approach to this clutter. He prioritized the essentials, letting go of anything that didn't serve his purpose, and in doing so, created a life of clarity and impact. This fifth step invites you to do the same. Strip away the non-essential to make room for what truly counts. Start by looking at your day with fresh eyes. How much of what you do aligns with your deeper goals? Are you spending hours on tasks, people, or activities that don't move you closer to who you want to be? It's easy to fall into the trap of saying yes to everything, whether out of obligation, habit, or fear of disappointing others. But every yes to something non-essential is a no to something that matters. Marcus's wisdom here is practical. Before committing to anything, pause and ask, is this essential? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to let it go. This isn't about being selfish or cold. It is about respecting your finite time and energy so you can show up fully for what truly enriches your life. Saying no can feel uncomfortable at first, especially in a world that glorifies busyness. Society often equates a packed schedule with success, but spreading yourself thin across meaningless tasks leaves you drained and unfocused. Simplifying requires courage, the courage to decline invitations, delegate tasks, or step away from commitments that don't align with your priorities. For example, if you're invited to an event that doesn't spark joy or serve a purpose, politely decline and use that time for something meaningful, like nurturing a key relationship or working on a personal project. This act of discernment isn't just about time management, it's about crafting a life that reflects your values. The magic of this habit lies in its ripple effect. When you cut out the non-essential, your focus sharpens. You're no longer juggling a dozen half-hearted efforts. Instead, you're pouring your energy into what lights you up, whether that's deepening your craft, being a better partner or friend, or pursuing a long-held passion. In a world buzzing with distractions, endless notifications, social pressures, and trivial tasks, this kind of focus is a superpower. It allows you to show up with intention, to create and contribute in ways that feel fulfilling and authentic. To start, take one small step today. Identify one thing in your life, a task, commitment, or habit that doesn't serve your bigger picture, and let it go. Then say yes to something that does, a conversation with someone you love, a moment to work on a passion project, or even a quiet hour to reflect. By clearing the clutter, you're not just simplifying, you're making space for greatness, building a life where every action moves you closer to who you're meant to be.
Paint your life with gratitude and virtue. Practicing gratitude and virtue, the sixth step in Marcus Aurelius's Stoic philosophy, is like adding vibrant colors to the canvas of your life, even when the world feels gray or chaotic. Marcus understood that life is unpredictable, full of triumphs and setbacks, but there is always something to be thankful for and a virtue to strengthen. This practice isn't about denying difficulties. It's about choosing to focus on what enriches your soul and aligns with your values. By weaving gratitude and virtue into your daily life, you create a sense of purpose and resilience that transforms how you experience the world. Gratitude is the first brushstroke. It's easy to feel thankful when everything is going smoothly, when you get a promotion or enjoy a perfect day with loved ones. The real test, however, comes when life throws curveballs. Your car won't start, you're late for an appointment, or a project falls apart. Instead of sinking into frustration, Marcus would urge you to find the silver lining, no matter how small. Maybe it's the warm cup of coffee in your hand, the friend who listens without judgment, or even the fact that you're healthy enough to tackle the day's challenges. Gratitude doesn't erase the struggle. It shifts your perspective, reminding you that even in tough moments, there's something to hold on to. This habit trains your mind to seek out the good, creating a foundation of positivity that steadies you through life's storms. Virtue, the second pillar, is about living with integrity in a world that often pulls you in conflicting directions. Marcus saw virtues like honesty, courage, justice, and kindness as the building blocks of a good life. Every day offers chances to practice these qualities, even in small ways. Maybe you're tempted to join in office gossip, but you choose honesty and refrain. Perhaps you're nervous about a difficult conversation, but you lean into courage and address it directly. Or maybe you perform a quiet act of kindness, like helping a stranger without expecting recognition. These moments aren't about perfection. They're about progress. Each time you choose virtue over convenience, you strengthen your character, aligning your actions with the person you aspire to be. What makes this habit so powerful is its quiet strength. Practicing gratitude and virtue doesn't require grand gestures or public recognition. It's personal, a commitment to living true to yourself. When you pause to appreciate a small moment of joy or choose to act with integrity, you're not just reacting to life, you're shaping it. This approach builds a sense of inner peace and purpose that external circumstances can't shake. You begin to see challenges not as burdens, but as opportunities to grow, to practice patience, or to show compassion. To bring this into your life, start small. Each morning, reflect on one thing you're grateful for, no matter how minor. Throughout the day, look for moments to practice a virtue, whether it is being kind in a stressful situation or staying honest when it is easier to cut corners. These choices, though subtle, accumulate. They paint a life that's vibrant, meaningful, and true, not just to the world around you, but to the values you hold dear. By embracing gratitude and virtue, you're not just building greatness, you're crafting a life that shines even in the darkest moments. Never stop learning, ever. The seventh step in Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy is a cornerstone of his life. Always keep learning. Imagine a Roman emperor, surrounded by immense power and responsibility, yet humbly sitting at the feet of philosophers, seeking wisdom. Marcus never saw himself as finished or all-knowing. He remained a student of life, driven by curiosity and a desire to grow. In today's fast-paced world, where the pursuit of success often overshadows personal growth, this principle is more relevant than ever. True progress doesn't come from chasing titles or accolades. It comes from cultivating a mindset that's open, curious, and eager to evolve no matter where you are in life. Continuous learning isn't about accumulating degrees or credentials, though those can be valuable. It's about embracing a way of living that welcomes new ideas and perspectives. This could mean picking up a book on a subject you've never explored, whether it's astrophysics, poetry, or history. It might be listening to a podcast that challenges your worldview or sparks a new interest. Even everyday moments, like asking thoughtful questions in a conversation or observing how others navigate challenges, can be opportunities to learn. The key is to approach life with humility, recognizing that no matter how much you know, there's always more to discover. This mindset keeps you grounded, reminding you that growth is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Marcus's commitment to learning was rooted in his belief that wisdom shapes character. In a world that pulls us in countless directions, work deadlines, social pressures, endless notifications, staying curious anchors us. It's a reminder that there's more to life than the immediate grind. Learning something new, whether it's a practical skill like cooking or a deeper understanding of human behavior, enriches your perspective. It helps you navigate challenges with clarity and adapt to change with resilience. For example, learning about mindfulness might help you stay calm in a stressful moment, while exploring a new hobby could uncover a passion you never knew you had. Each lesson, no matter how small, builds a stronger, more adaptable version of yourself. The beauty of this habit is its accessibility. You don't need wealth, status, or a formal education to keep learning. Just an open mind and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. Start small. Dedicate 10 minutes to reading an article on a topic you're unfamiliar with, or ask someone you admire to share their insights. Challenge yourself to question your assumptions or seek out a perspective that differs from your own. These moments of curiosity compound over time, shaping not just what you know but who you become. They foster humility, creativity, and a sense of purpose that transcends fleeting achievements. To live this step, make a commitment to seek out one new thing to learn today. It could be a skill, like learning a few phrases in a new language, or a story that deepens your empathy. Maybe it's a perspective that shifts how you see the world. By following in Marcus's footsteps, you're not just accumulating knowledge, you're building a life of meaning and growth. Every step forward as a lifelong student brings you closer to the best version of yourself, ready to face the world with wisdom and grace.
Forgive yourself and others to lighten your load. The 8th step in Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy is forgiveness for yourself and others, a practice that lightens your emotional load and clears the path to a more meaningful life. Life is a messy puzzle, full of mistakes, misunderstandings, and moments that test your patience. Sometimes you're the one who stumbles. Other times, others let you down. Holding on to guilt or resentment is like carrying a heavy backpack. It weighs you down, saps your energy, and slows your journey toward growth and greatness. Marcus, despite his immense responsibilities as a Roman emperor, understood that forgiveness is not a weakness, but a powerful act of self-liberation, allowing you to move forward with clarity and purpose. Start with self-forgiveness, a practice that's often harder than it sounds. Imagine you overslept and missed a critical deadline at work. The instinct might be to spiral into self-criticism, replaying the mistake in your mind, letting guilt consume your day. But a Stoic-inspired approach, as Marcus would advocate, is different. Acknowledge the error without judgment, extract a lesson, perhaps setting an extra alarm or adjusting your routine, and then let it go. This isn't about excusing carelessness. It is about treating yourself with the same compassion you'd offer a friend in a similar situation. Mistakes are part of being human, and self-forgiveness frees you from the cycle of self-blame, allowing you to focus on what you can do better next time. By granting yourself this grace, you build resilience and a healthier relationship with your own imperfections. Forgiving others is equally transformative, though it can feel like a taller order. When pitted against the power of forgiveness, when someone wrongs you, a friend who betrays your trust, a co-worker who undermines you, a stranger who cuts you off, it's natural to cling to anger or resentment. But Marcus saw these emotions as chains that bind you to the past. Forgiveness doesn't mean approving of the wrong or pretending it didn't happen. It means releasing the bitterness that keeps you tethered to it. It's like setting down that heavy backpack, freeing yourself to move forward unburdened. Think of a time someone hurt you deeply. Holding on to that grudge might feel justified, but it only festers, clouding your peace. Letting go allows you to reclaim your emotional energy for things that truly matter. The power of forgiveness lies in its ability to create space for peace and growth. When you forgive yourself, you stop wasting energy on self-punishment and start investing in improvement. When you forgive others, you break free from the cycle of resentment, opening your heart to empathy and understanding. Marcus believed that people act according to their nature, often out of ignorance or weakness, and this perspective can soften the sting of their wrongs. It's not about excusing harm. It's about choosing your own peace over prolonged suffering. To practice this step, take a moment today to reflect. Forgive yourself for a small mistake, perhaps a harsh word you said in frustration or a missed opportunity. Then, think of a grudge you've been holding, no matter how small, and consciously let it go. Picture releasing it like a weight off your shoulders. This act of forgiveness for yourself and others isn't just about lightening your load. It's about creating room for clarity, compassion, and growth. By embracing forgiveness, you are not just following Marcus' wisdom. You are building a life of inner peace and strength, ready to face the world with a lighter heart. Live your values and inspire others. The 9th step in Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy is about action, putting your ideals into practice. Marcus wasn't content to merely contemplate wisdom or virtue. He embodied these principles in his daily life, even as a Roman emperor navigating immense pressures. This step challenges you to do the same, bridging the gap between what you believe and how you live. It's easy to talk about values like kindness, honesty, or perseverance, but the true test lies in acting on them consistently, especially when it's difficult or inconvenient. Living your ideals isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up day after day and making choices that reflect who you aspire to be. Consider your own values. What matters most to you? Perhaps integrity is your cornerstone. That might mean owning up to a mistake at work, even if it risks criticism, or keeping a promise to a friend, even when it's tempting to back out. If kindness is your guiding star, it could look like offering a genuine compliment to a stranger, listening patiently to someone who's struggling, or performing a small act of generosity without expecting anything in return. These actions don't require perfection, but they do demand intention and consistency. Each choice to act on your values, no matter how small, reinforces your character and aligns your life with your deepest beliefs. The beauty of this step lies in its ripple effect. When you live your values authentically, you don't just transform your own life, you inspire those around you. You don't need to be an emperor, a celebrity, or a public figure to make an impact. Your quiet integrity, like admitting a mistake with humility, or your small acts of kindness, like helping a neighbor without fanfare, can spark change in others. People notice when you act with courage or compassion, even if they don't say it aloud. Your choices become a subtle invitation for others to reflect on their own values, creating a chain reaction of positive influence. This isn't about seeking applause. It's about standing firm in what you believe, knowing that your actions speak louder than words. Putting ideals into practice requires mindfulness and effort, especially when life tests your resolve. It's easy to be kind when everyone's agreeable, but what about when you're frustrated or exhausted? It's simple to be honest when there's no cost, but what about when the truth feels risky? These moments are where your values are forged. Marcus believed that every challenge is an opportunity to practice virtue, to choose the harder but truer path. By acting on your ideals, even in small ways, you build a life of purpose and integrity that withstands life's ups and downs. To embody this step, start today with a single intentional act. Pick one value, whether it's kindness, honesty, courage, or something else, and find a tangible way to live it. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting with honesty, even if your voice shakes, or offering a moment of patience to someone who's testing your limits. These small actions compound, shaping not just your character, but the world around you. By putting your ideals into practice, you're not just building your own greatness, you're lighting the way for others, creating a legacy of quiet, powerful impact. Restore your balance and dance through life. The final step in Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy is about finding your rhythm and restoring your balance, a practice that anchors you in life's ever-changing dance. Marcus, a Roman emperor navigating the chaos of leadership, understood that life is rarely a seamless performance. Sometimes it's graceful, often it's clumsy. He didn't chase perfection. Instead, he sought resilience, the ability to return to center when life's rhythm falters. When you lose your beat, whether through a mistake or a moment of overwhelm, the goal isn't to berate yourself. It's to gently tune back in, realigning with your purpose and moving forward with grace. Imagine you miss a workout because life got hectic. Work piled up, family demanded attention, and your routine slipped. The instinct might be to spiral into guilt, labeling yourself as lazy or undisciplined. But Marcus's approach is kinder and more practical. Acknowledge the misstep without judgment, then take a small step to reconnect with your rhythm. Maybe tomorrow you go for a quick walk, do a 5-minute stretch, or simply recommit to your routine. The point isn't the missed workout, it's the choice to start again. Similarly, if stress leads you to snap at a loved one, don't let shame define the moment. Apologize sincerely, reflect on what triggered the outburst, and approach the next interaction with intention. It's not the stumble that shapes who you are, it's how you find your way back to the rhythm. Marcus had a profound perspective on life's impermanence, viewing each day as a privilege, a fresh opportunity to live, breathe, think, and love. He didn't see mistakes as failures but as part of the human experience, each one offering a chance to learn and grow. Picture a project at work that didn't go as planned. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, take a moment to reflect. What can you learn? What can you do differently next time? Then, let it go and move forward. This approach transforms setbacks into stepping stones, allowing you to keep dancing through life's ups and downs. It's about progress, not perfection, and recognizing that every sunrise offers a new beat in your life's song. Finding your rhythm requires self-awareness and compassion. Life will always throw you off balance, deadlines will loom, emotions will flare, plans will unravel. The key is to treat these moments as temporary, not defining. Marcus's wisdom reminds us that resilience lies in returning to your core values, whether that's kindness, discipline, or honesty after a misstep. It's about pausing to breathe, assessing where you are, and taking one small step to realign. Maybe it is setting aside 10 minutes to meditate after a chaotic day, or writing down 3 things you were grateful for to shift your mindset. These small acts restore your balance, keeping you grounded in what matters. To live this step, embrace each day as a fresh start. When you slip up, and you will because you're human, don't linger in regret. Acknowledge the moment, learn from it, and take a step forward. Maybe it's restarting a habit, mending a relationship, or simply choosing to approach the day with renewed focus. By finding your rhythm, you're not just building resilience, you're crafting a life that flows with purpose, grace, and the courage to keep dancing, no matter the tune. Your journey to greatness starts now. What an incredible journey we've shared, exploring 10 timeless Stoic lessons inspired by Marcus Aurelius. These principles, pursuing excellence, reflecting daily, accepting others, refraining from complaints, focusing on what matters, practicing gratitude, and virtue, always learning, forgiving yourself and others, living your values and restoring your balance, are more than ancient wisdom. They are practical tools you can wield today to unlock a sense of greatness that is uniquely yours. Each step offers a way to navigate life's complexities with clarity, purpose, and resilience, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. As we wrap up this exploration, let us reflect on how these ideas can shape your path and inspire you to live more intentionally. Your journey toward greatness is happening right now, in the choices you make and the habits you cultivate. Marcus Aurelius, despite his role as a Roman emperor, lived these principles not as abstract ideals, but as daily practices, grounding him amidst chaos. Whether you're striving to excel in your work, pausing to reflect on your day, or choosing kindness over frustration, these steps empower you to craft a life of meaning. They remind us that greatness isn't about perfection or external accolades. It is about aligning your actions with your deepest values moment by moment. I'm honored to be part of your journey, and I hope these lessons resonate as deeply with you as they do with me. If this exploration of Stoic wisdom has sparked something in you, consider giving it a thumbs up. It helps share these transformative ideas with others seeking a similar path. And if you're excited to dive deeper, subscribing and activating notifications ensures you won't miss what's next. We've got more Stoic-inspired content on the way, including practical real-life applications to help you integrate these lessons into your everyday routine. From navigating workplace stress to strengthening personal relationships, these tools can be tailored to your life, making Stoicism not just a philosophy, but a way of living. Let's make this more than a one-way conversation. Let's build a community around these ideas. Head to the comments and share your reflections. Which of these 10 steps spoke to you the most? Maybe the practice of daily reflection feels like a game changer, or perhaps forgiving yourself has lifted a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. Are you already weaving some of these habits into your life, like refraining from complaints or staying curious through learning? Or do you have your own Stoic-inspired strategies that help you stay grounded? Your insights and experiences are what make this community vibrant, and I'd love to hear how you're truly applying these lessons or adapting them to your unique journey. As we close this chapter, remember that true greatness, as Marcus Aurelius taught, isn't about reaching a final destination. It's about the journey itself, the small intentional steps you take each day to live with purpose, resilience, and authenticity. Thank you for joining me on this path, for bringing your curiosity and openness to these ideas. Let's keep walking together, exploring how Stoic wisdom can light the way through life's ups and downs. Stay Stoic, stay great, and I'll see you in the next chapter of our shared journey, ready to uncover more ways to live a life of meaning and impact.